And I come from a weird era where I'm drinking. Sorry, I didn't know this was a. Are we rolling? I'm sorry. Can I begin? Get it all out of there. Yeah, guitar pedals were a big deal back in my day. Like I miss. I forget the. I was Generation X. I don't know. One of them they came along and they had pedal boards. You can go and buy a pod. You could buy a Line 6. You could buy a Zoom. Right? They didn't have that in my day. They did, but you could buy a Boss ME5, but it was way too expensive. Back then, you just bought pedals, and you bought it from the DoD, Department of Digitech, and the Superior Company, Boss. There's nothing like your first Echo pedal. That's when you really lose your virginity. Back when you're from my school, when you're a coddled guitar player, you don't you want Echo on demand, but Echo was a sought after thing back in my day. There was still like Maestro tape machines, uh, Echoplexes, shit like that. But if you got yourself that first DOD pedal that would do like 75 milliseconds, maybe, and it would repeat, and it simulated analog. There's nothing like that. That's the first time you accident. That's the first time you went, and it all came down to that fucking tape machine, that Echo. Back then, we used to go to garage sales, and there'd be like old Sears amps with yeah, but that was what it was about. Shit like the overdrive pedal, you have to have that drives tubes. Um, the pedal to get in between to drive a transistor would be just the basic blue uh Digitech overdrive pedal. Must have pedals. When I was playing guitar, back then I first started hearing this reverse shit, and it's pretty scary. But a lot of these new guitar players are spoiled. They're so fucking spoiled, but they don't know what analog reverb is. You know, they have no idea what it's like to interact with a transistorized Fender amp with analog springs in it, and just commune with that motherfucker. That's your wife. Me, I'm a good amp. Me, the kind of amp I'm a 62 twin reverb. I'm a I'm a Marshall Plexi. I'm a high watt. I'm a 1983 Marshall JCM 800. I am a crate 20 watt with chorus and a gain stage and spring reverb. A year later, I was a stereo PV amp, a stereo crate amp with stereo chorus, 212s, chorus, cascading gain, 40 watts, 24 inches of speaker coverage, big Accutronics reverb spring box bouncing in the box. Hit the top of the amp, bounce in the box. Let's go seven now. Yup, hit it. Come on and survive with me. And then you begin to you before the Beach Boys, they had fucking mutes on their guitars. That's where they got that sound. You click a little switch and mutes come up. That's not palm muting, but like remember when to get a qtron or a fucking an envelope filter, because I don't know why they had envelope filters for people that were too lazy to use their foot for a regular Jim Dunlop uh, wah wah cry pedal or a Morley cry pedal, right? So they made envelope filters, and it went down to your sensitivity to play it. And then keyboard players started playing envelope filters through their shit. Remember the ADA MP1? That was the shit. You put that before the amplifier, and then you put that to four 12-inch speakers and bottom speaker cabinet. Yeah, dude. I used to fuck around with Ron. I was thinking of Ron this morning. Me and Ron used to run two gray Ozite Marshall Fender M80 cabinets in stereo from the ADA MP1, and it sounded good. But just to get a dedicated pedal, you know, I'm still waiting to get that Mellotron pedal. That shit sounds good.